Is there a thing that you can have but so many grants at one time? Like, can you have
Nope.
10 grants running simultaneously?
Yep. You can, but this is what I also tell people is don't get grant happy, right? Because grants are debt free, but they're not tax free. So grants goes on your taxes as additional income. And so you have to be able to uphold the standard of how to utilize that actual grant. So if you're like, okay, cool, Stormy said 1 grant a day, we balling. Now, are you reporting back? Are you, handling the funds how you said you would on the application? It takes a really organized, operation to be able to handle that many grants at a time.
Is there any oversight to see, okay, you asked for a grant because you said you needed a truck. You have to, do they check to see if you actually purchased the truck?
Depends on the funding source. Of course, you should always do what you said you're going to do on a grant opportunity. But federal, state, local grants, yeah, they're going to be checking. Now, if let's just say that you budgeted $30,000 and the truck ended up being 25, you can, talk to them, let them know, hey, we have this overage of 5,000. We're going to reallocate it to these areas.
Is that money taxed is it taxed as additional income, right? If I made 100,000, I got a grant for 100,000, I've made 200.
Correct.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, so that's interesting because I wasn't even thinking about the tax implication. Definitely have a CPA.
Oh yeah,
involved in this.
But see, this is when you're doing it on a high level. This is when the real strategy really comes into play, right?
Okay.
Because now you have a $200,000 business, right, on the for-profit side. So one thing that I always tell my clients is like every for-profit should have a nonprofit foundation, right? Because now we can be able to take 30% of what our for-profit is making and put it over into our for-profit side. And now we'll be creating that tax-free money that we could, that we got from that grant funding. So it's really important to just, I'm not a CPA, but it's really important to understand the implications of grants. And it's important to be able to have strategy when you're going for grants because you can get in trouble. And I've seen a client, get tax dollars taken back because they didn't do what they were supposed to do with the funding. They didn't report on time. They told them that they were going to do, help 500 people. And at the deadline mark, they helped 50, right? So there are definitely times where they can be like, oh, taking that back.
Are you in a database of grants? So it's like, okay, this person already has 3 open grants, so they might not need the money. Like if somebody else is going to give you a grant, they see how many grants you already have or were given in the past, and that might make the decision like, okay, they might not be in dire need because they already have a grant. Yeah,
the departments are pretty separated, but what they will do is they'll make you, tell them. Yeah, they'll make you say like, what funding sources have you gotten all year? But sometimes that can also be a help, right? Especially on the nonprofit side of grant opportunities. Nonprofits give their money to people that can showcase they have other ways of funding. Like they don't want to be the only funder on the nonprofit side. They're like, do you have anybody else willing to help? Do you have anything else going on? So they'll make you tell them on the application.
In terms of you from a personal standpoint, Pink Print is the brand.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I guess we should get the origin story of the name and all that. But when you're building this team, do they all have to go through the certification process? Talk to us about how Pink Print was formed and where it stands internally.
Yeah, so absolutely. We all go through the same certification process for sure. But then we also have our internal, methodology that we utilize in our own internal formula. So then, of course, they're trained on what we do that makes us different and our information more proprietary. So it's a couple weeks of training. Typically, they can get it done in like 3-4 weeks.
How many people on the team?
17 right now.
17?
17.
Okay.
And those are all reps that work with people individually?
So there's different departments. So you have your grant writing department, you have your grant application specialist department, and then we have just our operations and stuff.
So how have you been able to market your company?
Market it through our Get Grant Ready summits. So our summits are really where a lot of people find us because at the basis of being a grant writer, I think it started off as education first, right? And that's kind of where we keep it for the most part. It's like, hey, even if you don't hire us, we want you to know that this is possible. We want you to know that you're eligible and how it works. And we want you to go and do it and be excellent, regardless, whether it's us or not. So when we educate people, we do 3-day, 5-day virtual summits to educate people on literally the full process of the mindset you need, the where to find grants, how to write the proposal, how to apply to it, and then also how to scale with the tax code, because that's a really important part of it too.
Yeah, how liberating is this process for you? I know a lot of times we run into people and they're like, you changed my life, you changed my life. I wonder, as you're going through this journey yourself, how has that been when people understand this is something that can really elevate their business, number one, but also from a personal standpoint, help them in their journey when it comes to financial education and debt?
At first, it was really scary because, like, when it comes to money, it's like people really look at you like they lifeline. And at first, I was like, hold on now. And as time has
Hold on,
gone
say that
on,
again.
hold on now.
You still from Brooklyn?
But that was Georgia.
Come on.
Hold on
You still
now.
from Brooklyn?
As I've built my confidence and like really seeing that a proof of concept more and more over the years, of course, I've just gotten more comfortable with understanding like we can change people's lives. Like we really do have access, information, and skill set to do that. 13 of you guys as vendors were there because they won Pink Print grants, working with us. And I was going around, I was like, oh my God, it was like, yeah, the grant that we won, the 15,000 we got, we paid for our booth, we here, we rebranded, yada, yada,
wow.
selling out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like seeing it in real life, like real business owners staying debt free, building their business, expanding, getting these different opportunities because of grant funding, whether they came to a class or whether they work with us for their grant writing. It's surreal. It really is. It's humbling.
That's crazy. We got to get that number up.